The morning was quiet, the kind of quiet that wraps a farm in peace before the world wakes up. I was out before dawn, feeding the chickens, checking the irrigation, my boots crunching on the frost-kissed dirt. This land, my land, has been in my family for 4 generations. My great-grandfather cleared it with his bare hands. My father broke his back building these fences, and I've spent 20 years turning a weed-choked plot into a thriving farm. Every creak in the barn, every knot in the fence post sits my history, my blood. So when I saw a gleaming Lexus SUV parked dead center in my new tomato rows, I thought I was seeing things. I blinked, but it was real. Someone had driven past my gate, ignored the no trespassing sign, and parked like they owned the place. Then I saw her Susan Harper, blonde hair in a perfect bob, mirrored sunglasses, and a blazer that screamed suburban power. She strutted through my dirt like it was her personal runway, clutching a clipboard like a weapon. "You must be Emily," she called, her voice dripping with fake cheer. I didn't answer, just walked toward her, my boots heavy on the soil she had no right to touch. "I'm Susan, president of the Pine Valley HOA," she said, gesturing toward the subdivision a half-mile away. "We're thrilled about our expansion plans." "Expansion?" I crossed my arms. "Into what exactly?" She waved her hand over my fields. "The green belt. This land's been zoned for community use parks, gardens, progress." I tilted my head. "Ma'am, this isn't a green belt. This is my farm." Her smile didn't budge. "The HOA charter allows us to repurpose open parcels for beautification. Just move the livestock and unlock the barn. It'll be a relief for everyone." I stared until she squirmed. Without a word, I snapped photos of her car crushing my crops, her standing smug in the middle, that ridiculous clipboard. "If you don't comply," she snapped, "the county will handle it." 15 minutes later, 2 police cruisers rolled up. Susan ran to them, whining like a kid tattling. "Officers, she's refusing to vacate HOA property." The deputy, a young guy with wary eyes, approached me. "Ma'am, we got a call about a property dispute. Got any proof of ownership?" I didn't argue. I walked to the house, pulled a 1910 land deed from the trunk under my window-faded ink, my great-grandfather's name, my name, county seal. I handed it over with a raised eyebrow. "I didn't just buy this land. I built it." The deputy froze, glanced at his partner, then at Susan. Her smug grin vanished. "This is original," he said, almost to himself. I nodded. Been hours since before that HOA had sidewalks. Susan turned beet red, stammering about her green space proposal. I laughed, just loud enough to sting. "You don't rewrite history with a clipboard." The deputy turned to her. "Ma'am, unless you've got a legal document overriding this, you're trespassing." Susan stomped to her car and peeled out, leaving dust and silence. But I knew she wasn't done. That afternoon, a laminated sign appeared on my gate. "Future Community Garden. Do not enter." I tore it down, tossed it on the burn pile, and felt the fight brewing. Susan wasn't just wrong, she was calculated, armed with paperwork and suburban arrogance. I drove to the county clerk's office, where Mrs. Larson, still at her desk with her thermos of tea, pulled up the zoning map. "Your land's outside HOA jurisdiction," she said, circling the boundary in red. "It's agricultural, always has been." She handed me a notarized statement, my shield against Susan's lies. I marched in the Pine Valley HOA clubhouse, a half-finished lodge with golf carts and a neighborhood unity banner. The room fell silent as I held up my deed and the county letter. Susan, perched at the head of the table, forced a smile. "A misunderstanding," she said. "I thought the green belt included adjacent parcels." A man with a stack of bylaws called her out. "We can't claim land we don't own." The board shifted, seeing through her for the first time. I thought that'd be the end, but Susan doubled down. A fake zoning violation slip appeared in my mailbox, claiming my barn was structurally unsound. The signature? A retired county worker. I called the inspector. He laughed. "No violations here." Then came a glossy flyer labeling my land a proposed green space acquisition zone. It wasn't a plan, it was theft dressed in ink. I dug deeper, finding online posts about Susan's tactics and other towns' fake citations, relentless paperwork, families worn down. She was a predator in heels. The breaking point came when I caught two teens planting HOA flags on my land for a tree planting event. They mumbled, "Susan said it's approved." I sent them packing, then took my EVY Denke to the local paper. The story ran, "Farmland faces forced annexation." Neighbors rallied, sharing their own Susan stories, her trying to claim a pond, a wooded lot, anything unpaved. The HOA board, embarrassed, sent an apology and suspended her. But I wanted her gone. In court, Susan played the VY Tim, suing me for emotional distress and interfering with community planning. Her navy pantsuit sagged as she rambled about suburban harmony. My lawyer, Beverly, a no-nonsense woman with a voice like gravel, shredded her. I presented my deed, zoning maps, fake notices, even a VY Deo of Susan's goats, chewing my irrigation Lanesht, set them loose, claiming shared green initiative. The judge stopped her mid-sentence. "Ma'am, stop digging." He ruled for me, ordering Susan to pay damages, retract her claims, and stay away. I used the settlement to build a new fence, solar lights, cameras, a gate that locked tight. I hung a sign, "Private property, not zoned for Susan." The town buzzed. My story went VY Row, a news clip of me at the gate racking up VYUs. Strangers messaged, asking how to fight their HOAs. Susan tried rebranding as an eco-active VYSD, posting lies about my farm. I countered with a VY Deo of my fields at golden hour, captioned, "This is stewardship." It buried her. The HOA banned her for good, printing Roscoe, a local farmer, printed on his gate, "Not zoned for Susan." My book, Saw Fenced In, Fought Back Saw, became a guide for landowners, sparking talks at conferences. Life on the farm settled, but the fight changed me. I wasn't just a farmer anymore, I was a voice. What do you think? Did Susan deserve harsher punishment? Or was public humiliation enough? Should farmers like me have to fight this hard to keep what's theirs? Could you stand up to someone like Susan? Or would her tactics wear you down? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button, and subscribe for more real-life battles. Thank you for taking the time to listen to today's story on Store of Good Stories. If this story touched your heart or made you think, don't forget to hit like and share the video to spread this positive message to more people. And if this is your first time here, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of the meaningful stories we share every week. Your support is the biggest motivation for Store of Good Stories to keep bringing heartfelt and valuable stories to you. See you in the next video.